Hi everybody, it's Lisa from Lisa's Paper Passion. Good morning or good evening wherever you are. This is going to be a little bit different of a video than I usually do, and it's because I'm entering to be in the design team for Elegant Embellishments, formerly known as DK Crafts. They have a wonderful group, a Facebook group online, and Dee Arnstead sells a lot of beautiful embellishments and various items that we all need to craft with and to make our projects beautiful. And so this is my official video and I'm very excited. This is just something that I have shown you guys before. That is my channel canvas that I usually forget to show, but anyway, I wanted to start off with that. That way you don't see a hand or something else in the background and you looking at something live. So the requirements of the design team call submission video is to show a project and to talk about it. So here we go. I'm going to show my latest snippet roll or lace roll, and I've made one of these before, but I wanted to show you guys this one that I made. This is for a swap that I'm in, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to show everybody what it looks like and kind of how I put it together. So anyway, so here we go. I started off, before I open it, I'm going to just show you the basic. I used my Tim Holtz die, and I needed a top and a bottom. That's a top and a bottom to kind of support the whole thing. And you could pretty much use, like, you could use a wooden, like a large bobbin, or, you know, whatever you have. But I wanted it to kind of be intricate because you can kind of see through the top when you use something like this. And I thought that would be really neat to use this die in that way. And then in the middle, which when we open it we'll see, I used, I think it was like a cardboard dowel that I had. I always save those things because you never know when you're going to need it, like an empty ribbon spool, just anything to support the top and the bottom. So that's what I did. So this, and oh, and one secret, not secret, but good trick is I wanted to use some pretty paper on top of my chipboard, which was just like that. So before you cut it out, put the paper on top. Make sure that it's dry, of course, because you don't want to mess up your die. And this is the glue I usually use. So I put my paper on top of it, let it dry, preferably overnight, and then take your die and cut it out. That way you have it on pretty nicely. And I know, again, like you can't see because I have it covered, but that's you can kind of see the paper I used on top. And sorry if you can't see it. I'm trying to see if I find, oh, there we go. Here's a different angle where you can see the paper on top of it. So anyway, so that's what I used. And then the other thing I used is, well, here, let me open it up. You need something to put the lace or snippet or, you know, whatever you call it on top. So as a base, instead of just using a piece of lace, sorry, I'm blocking the light. Okay, that's how it unrolls. But before I unroll all the way and show you both sides, I used a piece of muslin. And you want to measure the muslin, like, you know, to the top and the bottom of however tall your inside core base is going to be. And I think what I used was about 2 inches. Let's see. It was almost 3 inches. And you don't want it too wide because you don't want it overlapping. Okay, so I used one piece of this, something similar. You don't want it too thick either because your lace snippet roll is going to be pretty thick. And then I wanted to use a background kind of to set the stage. And you could choose whatever color you like. I really like the brown, peach, yellow kind of theme. So I chose a lace that I had that was thick enough to fold over. So I basically took the piece of lace, and let me see if I can find one real quick to show you, as I think it'll be easier. So here, let's just say this is your piece of lace. I put, yeah, I think actually I used this one. I must like this lace because I grabbed it right away. So I hope you could see that. So I kind of chose a piece of lace, or you know, if you don't have one this thick, you can always choose two pieces, one to cover one side, one to cover the other side. But this one worked out really well. So I just folded it over. And see, ta-da, that was my base. And that's what I used. Now, I do have a sewing machine, so what I did is I just sewed, like I did a basic stitch on one side, and of course the one end to close it, and then on the other side. And if you don't have a sewing machine, you can do it by hand. I've done one by hand like this. It takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it at the end. So once you sew it down, your background, I take it kind of one side at a time, and start adding all my goodies and embellishments and lace and whatever I have. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. So I kind of try to layer on top of the background that I have. I start layering other backgrounds. And then see where this piece overlaps this piece of trim. Then I cover it in between with something else. That way you don't see the ending and beginning of those pieces. I think that comes out really nice. So you can add pretty much anything you want it to be. Keep in mind that the more stuff you add, you know, your lace roll will be thicker, and if you like to stand out, you know, that's up to you. But I like to add all sorts of goodies. There's ribbons, and you know, you can go crazy on this, and I have so much fun with it. And a lot of the things that I put on there, I try to use like small stitches, like you can see. Sorry, that was way up close. Like a small stitch right there, a small stitch there. I try to use stitches to, like, you know, not make it too look like it's sewn all over. I do use some of my glossy accents to stick some things down, but wherever I can, I try to sew it. And this one I use like a little ephemera picture with flowers. You can hang dangles on them. It's just so fun, and it's so beautiful. And I'll show you another thing you can do at the end that it's a better way to display it. Glasses. So you unroll it all the way, and then at the very end you want to anchor it down. I was looking for the right word. You want to anchor it down with another piece of muslin. And I chose a muslin that I had that was a little bit thicker. So I sewed it at the edge. So say again, this is this part. And ideally, I should have left the piece blank and then started creating on it. But that's okay. Sometimes you change things along the way and you discover different purposes. So what I did is I just sewed on an extra piece. And then I wrapped that with glossy accents and made sure that was taped on really well. See, now you could tell the paper that I used. Glued on there before I cut the die out. So that was one side. I'm sorry if I went too fast. And then here is the other side. Again, use various trims and laces and pictures. There's no wrong way of doing this. You can add whatever you like. Another frozen Charlotte doll. I love working with those. I just started making a whole bunch. Eyelash lace and trim and whatever your heart desires, you can add to it. And I think these make really pretty gifts. And then I was saying earlier, another way, sorry about that. Sorry. Another way to display is that I've seen, you tie the top. I know I'm out of camera a little bit. Like that. And you can hang it on a wall. So that you have this part and you hang it up like this, straight up. I would show you my wall, but it has a bunch of drawings on it. So you could display it like this, hanging from a wall. So I think it's a really fun project, and I even covered the bottom with a doily because it kind of looks ugly if you don't. And then you roll it back up, And the other trick is, if you're using seam binding or whatever it is to hold your project together, that's why I like this, because you could put it through here on the top and then on the bottom as well. See, you can't see it, but this was the bottom that I inserted on. Hope that makes sense. And what I always tell my subscribers, if you have any questions on any of the steps that I use, the products or anything, to please leave me a comment. I love reading everyone's comment and helping out as I can. I really hope that I make it to the Elegant Embellishment design team. I would love to work with Dee and Lily and Roxy Car 11 and Heirloom Anthology. They're all beautiful designers. So here's my finished product. I had a lot of fun decorating the top. I had a glitter butterfly, just different flowers, and pretty much you could even put higher things on here. And by higher, I mean taller, Like if you wanted to put like another taller thing on there, you could do that. But it's a lot of fun. It makes for a great gift. As I said, this is for a swap that I'm in. Thank you for the opportunity, Dee, and the talent team there. I appreciate it. I hope that I do make it on the design team, as I look forward to working with all the beautiful products at Elegant Embellishment. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and have a wonderful day.